Hello everyone, welcome to Shivananda Sharma Memorial RV College Video Lectures and ISR Initiative. SSM RV College, one of the premier institutes run by the prestigious RV group of institutions, has come up with a unique initiative to engage students at the time of this unforeseen medical emergency caused by corona outbreak. As a socially responsible institution, we would like to connect academically with students to make good the losses caused. In this connection, I, Pavana R. Kulkarni of Department of Business Administration, has posted a video on the subject brand management and the topic brand leveraging and performance. Please watch the video till the end and like, share with your peer group and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we will start discussing the fifth unit in your brand management. The unit heading is brand leveraging and performance. I'll divide it into two parts. In today's part, I'll be covering only half of the unit and remaining half will be covered in the next video lecture. So what is brand leveraging? Brand leveraging means use of brand value which is already there in the market for the launch of new products. Such activity is called as brand leveraging and its performance will also be observed. In this unit, you will be studying about brand equity. So what is the meaning of brand equity? It is the value of brand which has ability to attract the new customers. Such value is called as brand equity. Now let us understand leveraging brand equity. Companies which have brand equity will utilize the same value either for launch of new product or for extending the existing product. Such thing is called as leveraging brand equity. So there are three ways of leveraging brand equity. The first one is brand extension. In this process, we will utilize the brand name for extending the existing product line. The second one is line extension. In this, new varieties are launched bearing the same brand name is called line extension. The third one, the last one is brand stretching or vertical extension. In this, the product line will not be happy with the existing segment. Either it will be switching on to the higher segments or to the lower segment. Such thing is called as brand stretching. Now let us discuss about establishing brand equity management system. Brand equity is nothing but the value of brand attached to the product. So what are the features of establishing brand equity management system? It gives the identity for the product which needs to be communicated, which is called as brand positioning. The second feature states that it gives identity for the existing brand. The third point states that brand system. Use of brand features and services to modify the existing product is called as brand system. The fourth one, tracking brand equity. It is the process of identifying the areas of product line to communicate the objectives of the existing brand. The fifth one is communication. Whatever may be the strength of the brand, it must be communicated effectively to the customers and they should not only depend on media advertising. The last one is consistency over time. Consistency should be maintained in the product quality, its symbol, identity, etc. If they want to change, they have to consult the customers and they have to analyze the bias attached to them. So let us understand measuring source of brand equity. So there are two types of measuring sources available to ascertain the value of brand. They are qualitative in nature and quantitative in nature. The qualitative in nature are called as qualitative research techniques. So first let us discuss about the qualitative research technique. In the qualitative research technique, the first one is free association. This technique is used like what comes to the minds of the customer when they think of any particular brand. Like this question will be asked to customer and their opinion will be collected. Such technique is called as free association technique, which comes under qualitative research technique. The second one is projective technique. This technique is used by the marketer when the customer is unwilling to provide exact opinion. Then they will use projective techniques. The third technique is observational approach. In this, the customer behavior is observed under various circumstances and information is collected. Such technique is called as observational approach. The second one is quantitative research technique. Under this technique, the information collected from customers will be expressed in numerical form, which can be measured by the researcher or the marketer. It includes awareness, recognition of brand, how many customers are able to recall the brand, and what is the image of that particular brand in the market. Such techniques will come under quantitative research technique. Now let us move on to the sources of brand equity. What are the various sources available to measure the brand value? The first one is brand awareness. In this source, how much customers are aware about the available brands will be analyzed. Such thing is called as brand awareness. The second point is perceived quality. What is the image that customers are perceived in their mind about the quality of the brand is called as perceived quality. The third one is brand loyalty. In this, how many customers are loyal towards particular brand will be analyzed. The fourth one is brand association. It is the mindset of people which are associated towards any particular brand will be collected. Such technique is called brand association. So the advantages of co-branding are it helps to share the risk among various brands available, and it generates more sales income to the company, and various technological benefits can be entertained by the company, and it builds a better product image in the minds of the customers, and it will provide great access to finance, and it has wide scope in the present market. Disadvantages of co-branding are it will fail for the products with two different markets, and if there is a difference in vision or mission of two companies, then it will not be successful. It will affect partners' brands in adverse manner, and it may damage the total brand equity. These are the disadvantages of co-branding. The next concept is celebrity endorsement. It is nothing but any celebrity expressing support for a company's product or service is called celebrity endorsement. Advantages of celebrity endorsement are as follows. It is beneficial when we are introducing any particular brand, and it is beneficial also for brand repositioning, and it helps to solve the problems over communication, and it helps in creating and maintaining customer attention because they will stick on to any particular celebrity, and it will maintain their attention over a period of time, and it creates positive effect on product choice behavior. The customers will become positive while selecting any particular brand, and it is better information storage in the minds of the customers. These are the advantages. So disadvantages of celebrity endorsement are it creates controversy. If the selected celebrity is not fit for any particular brand, then it creates controversy in the mindset of customers, and it may reduce the importance of brand. When the selected celebrity is not having any particular image, then it will reduce the importance of brand which he is attached to, and it is a financial burden for the company. Advertising through celebrity and using celebrity for advertising creates a financial burden for the company, and it is not successful in the long run. The same celebrity endorsement technique cannot be used for the products which we are using for a long run. Thanks for watching till end. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.